Guys, I know I've only got actually 3 subscribers because I've added myself on my other channel, but I wanted to give you my face to the TI effect and giving you guys an understanding of what it really is to go through a lot of the gang stalking, the gaslighting, and the everyday experiences through anything negative. Basically, it's just the way it is. But it's my story that I need to let people know. And the good thing is, I have a good understanding of a lot of information out there from real targeted individuals like myself. And it's for us to keep ourselves safe positively, even when we're faced against all sorts of dangers out there. And I'm afraid there is, unfortunately, nothing much we can do about it. But if we stay positive and strong and keep focused, it will work for us. Now, if you watch the little small video that I had on my channel, this is going to give you a proper understanding of how, with my experiences, especially yesterday, to keep positive in a heated exchange against your perps. And yesterday was one that they won against me, the very first one over the years. I've been through a lot of entrapments, and they finally got me on this one. It's because my former daughter was involved. She was there right at the time when these not so good people were doing not so good things down in the basement when I was going to pick my young guy up from school. A little bit about myself. Um, I I'm a husband and I'm a father of 2 actually, father of 4. And to me, being a targeted individual has made me the strong person, the strong character, not only mentally, physically, spiritually, but also digitally, which is great because on all 4, it means it's given me those various ways of keeping myself strong and protected. Now, when you go through any sort of scenarios, like when you get a gang stalk, I mean, they use anyone. They use my own family. And to my family, this is not you guys' fault. Honestly, I know what it is now because I've researched and analysed it now. It's not your fault. I love you guys. Um, it's just the way it is. And the only way I can get off my chest is just keeping positive to it. Now, I live on the Gold Coast, and I've been here 15 years. I love this place. This is fantastic. It's a good way to, well, I say it's a good way to bring up family. Um, and I consider myself, even though I'm Kiwi, a Queenslander here because I've been here for so long, and I think I've done some greater good. Well, that's what I believe anyway, until incidents like these sort of pop up. But in the long run, we all have to live our lives the right way. And unfortunately, there's people, very bad people, will try and manipulate you in many ways to get you in any kind of rubbish, whether it's online, whether it's physical, whether it's mentally, verbal, I get all sorts. Do I come across perps? I come across a lot of perps all day, every day. Already know a lot of these perps. But to me now, instead of putting the barrier up, it's easy for me just to keep positive. If they say something, I say something back in a nice way and so on. But when you get a heated exchange perp like the 2 perps yesterday, the females, and I know, even though with my actions, I was in self-defense because of my daughter, they were in the wrong in the very first place. But I'm not going to go there. But it's my job to get my own evidence out there to explain myself to the many people that need to know these things as targeted individuals. Is once you're a part of the program, you're in there for life. but don't think of it as a negative. Think of it as a positive. Yes, you're going to go through some really tough and some real ugly things, but if you get used to those things, you are going to be strong. You're going to be more stronger than these perps. The funny thing is, reading and analysing from Richard Lighthouse's website, we are all targeted individuals. Um, and that's the scary thing about it. We are all targeted individuals. Even the perps are targeted individuals. I'm going to share links anyway to that. And by the way, Strong in today's world and the TI effect is non-monetized and it has no advertising because why do I want to use it as a monetary purpose? This is important information. It's a manual, a field manual for new TIs that are coming into the fray, man, because you need to know these sort of things. And I will say this all the time: you are not going mad. No one is mad here. It's just these guys that are the power guys up there, and no matter what positions they are in, especially in positions where they're meant to be keeping us safe, they will use those initiatives. But hey, that's just life. So all I want to say to all you TIs out there, all out in the world, not just here down under, here in Queensland, because there is a lot of targeted individuals here in Queensland. Unfortunately, they're very scared and they're fearful. Don't be fair and don't be fearful, man. Because I say that is once you face it, you will better yourself, even if it's in the worst of the worst. You know, I've got a call coming up in a couple of weeks, and you know, this here is my bail description. Now, my lawyer that came on board basically said to me that this is a very bad offence. But I didn't know my part of the story, and I needed to have that solicitor as well as the barrister in there to help me out on this, because in the long run, this recording here is saving my butt. My website, Strong in Today's World, and the TI Effect channel is saving my butt. It's keeping me safe because it's my own personal archive to keep me safe away from these bad people. But in the long run, we're all in this fight, man, if you're a TI, and it sucks because if you are on the side that I am on, you are going to go through the worst. You're going to go through some very full-on stuff. And I've been a TI for years. I say 13 years, and it could be longer. I read up on a few things that I'll put on my website that it could mean from the day I was born. My children, they're targeted individuals. Your children could be targeted individuals. We all are. If I've showed you the research and sent you Richard Lighthouse's information and Dr. Catherine Horton and a couple of the main important TIs that are out there, and they've got a massive following. To me, I don't care about following. It's just my way of just expressing myself without having scripts and telling it from the heart. It's for me to get it off my chest. But why are we TIs? Why have they put us in this predicament? I wouldn't have a clue. I can come up with millions and millions of ideas. I could come up with many causes, but there's nothing that's irrelevant to it because they don't care. You realise as a TI, if you're targeted like me, you are basically you're a money bag to these guys. Why do I say that? Is because you're either creative like myself, you have the ability to actually use your cognitive to come up with all these systems and ideas that can work great for everyone. And their job is basically to shut you down. They will shut you down. They've tried so many times with my own project, but I still work on it because it's just persistent. And this is a massive headache for me. But now I know where I stand now, and I just have to keep fighting it and keep persisting it and keep persisting it. We are TIs all over the world, and unfortunately, being on this side, it is the most ill-gotten and rotten life to go through. It's very hard. And these guys will think of you as crazy. They're going to make up all sorts of crap. You're not. You're just going through the fray like myself. And unfortunately, you've chosen for that. For God only knows what it is. It could be you're simply protesting, like there's a lot of TIs that have come through protesting over in the US, here in Australia as well, everywhere around the world. Um, you will actually be put on a list, a watch list. That's what I call it. Well, the intel agencies is what they call it. The information that we get from Dr. Catherine Horton will give you that understanding of what it is. So watch your channel. The links are already there on the Strong in Today's World.hiv, and you will understand that concept. I'll put the link down the bottom. But all I'm saying is I don't give a crap about making any profit from it because it's not going to work for me anyway. My job, I'm a light worker anyway. I just want to get that out there. I'm a light worker anyway. That's why I'm heavily targeted. My job is just to get the communication and information out there to all TIs that have been through the same deluded pattern as what we call matrix, the horrible matrix of gang stalking and gaslighting. Hey, join the club, because in the long run you have to find ways your own self, not listening to experts or thousands of other people like myself that have these TI channels. It doesn't mean jack. It's just giving you an understanding that this is real, and the easiest way is to express it and get it off your chest. Videos is easier, especially on YouTube, but always be positive about things, and that's what I am. Even though I'm in this crap at the moment, I'm positive about it, because I know that I wasn't in the wrong, and I know I was defending my family, my daughter at the time. You know, these silly perps, they do all sorts of silly things because that's what they have to do. They're controlled, and you know, to me, I believe that it's not their fault, but you know, they're heavily controlled because I don't know, it's got to do with a lot of things, that I'm still learning myself. About here in Australia, it's real. The laws are pretty much they're strong, and they're very much backward, especially for minorities like us. Um, but all I wanted to say to you guys is just keep good. All you TIs out there, just keep good, keep strong. If you do come across gang stalkers, especially the aggressive ones, ignore them. Don't don't do what I do from that heated exchange. They got me there, and it took 13 years for them to finally do that. It's because my daughter was right then, and they knew that. But that's life. And hopefully, within the next couple of weeks, I can get some clarity on the incident I had yesterday. And this is for Dr. Catherine Horton. Please, I need your help on these affidavits. I want to add them. If I have credit with Richard Lighthouse, if I can add these affidavits to my website, so TIs out there that are on my website have that there as a safe awareness that if they do come through the predicament that I'm in, it will give them some clarity themselves as well. And I love you guys' work. It's absolutely amazing. You guys are the experts. I'm just a normal Joe blog, and I'm a real targeted individual, and there's nothing much I can do about it but just stay positive for my family, for my wife, and this is the best way to get it off my chest. But yes, I'm Michael Burrell. I am the guy on the TI Effect. I do all my own videos I do all my own creativity. I use a lot of good tools, and that's just the way it is for me. To get it off my chest and to help a lot of TIs out there positively keep away from these the perpetrators, these gang stalking that happens to you all the time, or the EMF attacks on you, because those are the painfulest things you can go through. My my joints, they get a how kill on them all the time. But I will actually add things over time. They can actually keep that pain from getting being being that real painful pain in your joints. So I'll add that later on. But you're gonna get a lot of these live. At the moment, there's no one on here, but that's okay. That's good. I just want people to understand who is